What's up, everyone? I'm Aaron the Toy Enhancer, and welcome to the channel. And today we are going to take a look at my first vac metal SilverHawks from Super 7 Ultimate. But first, I wanted to show you guys my vintage SilverHawk collection. I've been accumulating it over the years, and let me tell you, it is very, very hard to get them in this condition because of the way the toys are made and how they were played with. Let's first start. We'll just take a look at one. This is Bluegrass. I do not have his hat, unfortunately. I'm still in search for his hat. But as you can see, this was a pretty pristine Bluegrass. And you can see right here, this is an example of the chip and wear that can happen to this vac metal. Okay, I'm not even supposed to be touching it really without wearing gloves and whatnot. That's how sensitive the paint is on the plastic. And for that reason, a lot of these toys weren't taken care of, to the best of condition, and they got scuffed up very easy. So it's very, very hard to find this vintage line in such a great condition. Certain figures even cost more than others because female figures weren't particularly made as much as male figures for some reason back in the 80s. And it was just a hard line to get because the cartoon came out, and then later on you had an option for the toys, and we all know that it didn't last too long. The cartoon ran for a short period of time. In my opinion, it was a great cartoon. I wasn't into it as much as I'm into it now when I was a kid. I just had, we had a lot of options back then. We were, we had Thundercats going on. G.I. Joe was heavy. Voltron. Just all kinds of toy lines popping out in this general time frame, early 80s and whatnot, and it was quite overwhelming to some kids, and this was a line that I didn't collect back then, but as I got older I appreciated it more, and it does have a very catchy intro, and just a great cartoon overall. Now let's talk about Super 7 for a minute, okay? Let me just adjust the camera a little bit. We'll get a little wider frame going on. All right, Super 7 came out with these. Okay, we've seen them. They came out a few years back, and I believe it's going on 2 years now. They came out a while ago. Okay, and this is my steel wheel. All right, and I went ahead and purchased a few of these. Basically all of them except the Copper Kid, which I just looked up, and I believe he's coming out in November. It's like, holy smokes, were they taking their time getting these out to us? And here's the Bluegrass that I have. Okay, so as I'm collecting this line, and I want my SilverHawks, my new SilverHawks, and this is the only option I have. Super 7, just out of the blue, goes ahead and decides that it's time to bring out the vac metal silver. It's like, hold on, Super 7, couldn't you get your shit together and give me vac metal right off the rip? I mean, come on. Do I have to buy, two separate sets of SilverHawks that are exactly the same, but one is painted correctly? So I didn't like that at all. Obviously, I do have some figs, and the ones that I had in box, I gifted to other people that might enjoy them. I believe I gifted a Quicksilver to Loki Wartooth and a Bluegrass to 3-star Draw. And I had them in box. I just wasn't interested when I heard about the vac metal coming out, and we're gonna take a look at it. But as far as these, when I went to when I went to retrieve these, they've been sitting on a shelf. I went to get them for this video, and I'll show you where it was broke. But yeah, man, Steel Will's arm was broke right here at this joint, and he never did fall off the shelf. He may have fell down from where he was standing, but I was like, holy smokes, how did that arm break? So I have no clue. You know, I'll have to run by Missy and see if she ever dropped it off a shelf or whatnot. But I was very disappointed in the quality, and I want to bring that up because Super 7 has let me down with the G.I. Joe Ultimates. Every one that I've gotten my hands on, I bought 3 total, and they all broke on me within days. Just from natural handling. I did drop one, and I even gave those away. I gave them to Loki because he said he would take them and do some custom work with them and stuff. But so disappointed in the quality and everything that it made me give them away. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these guys out of the way. I'm going to show you the main bad guy, and this is Monstar. This is another Super 7 Ultimate that they did a great job on Monstar. I was very happy, and of course you see Monstar will transform into, you know, the vintage version I have behind me, which I don't have the Super 7 Ultimate, so I can't really tell you guys how good that character was, but that's what he will look like when he transforms into his figure there. So I said all that to get to this. I really liked the Monstar. He's great. He's great. He hasn't broke, and you know he's been around on my desk. I do play with him. I do move him around a lot. This figure's great. He has alternate head sculpts. You know, he comes with his bat dragon type animal. And that was the cool thing about SilverHawks. You can see in the background they have all their birds. There's Tallyhawk and Copper Kid. I don't know all the names of the birds, but they each had their own little eagle, hawk, bird type person, and I thought it was another cool aspect of the cartoon to incorporate that. And another thing, if you guys remember, I'll try to put a picture up of it. The Mirage is the jet that Bluegrass would fly, and then all the other SilverHawks would be launched out of that jet. Well, in the toy version for the vintage, you had to lay your figures flat inside the Mirage, okay? And then what it would do, it would scratch up all the vac metal on their chest, and that's why it's very, very hard to come across these vintage toys. I know my Steelheart, right there, the only female in the group, that ran me close to $200, and I believe you cannot find one in great condition for any less than $200 nowadays. It's almost impossible. So that'll give you an idea of the value of some of these figs. And then, bam, let's fast forward to today. She's in a plastic wrapper. I just got her out of the box. Amazon sent it to my house, and this is the Super 7 Ultimates vac metal Steelheart. So I'm excited to crack it open and check out this vac metal, see how good it is. I want all my characters in this vac metal if I am going to collect a new SilverHawks line. So that's why I was very disappointed that they made that. And then I almost had that complete, and then bam, they hit me with a change that should have been done from the get-go. All right. So I believe right now you can get Steelheart and Quicksilver in vac metal. And of course, hopefully they finish the line and don't leave me hanging, Super 7, because I will be entirely pissed. But without further ado, let's go ahead and crack her open, see what it's all about.
It's for the mission to command a stargazer.
Well, let's take a look at it on the holograph projector. He's the leader, Jonathan Quick. former head of Federal Interplanetary Force 8. His Hawk code name, Quicksilver. Emily Hart and Will Hart, the twins. They're technicians, designers, and both strong as all get out. When one twin feels something, so does the other. Their Hawk code names, Steelheart and Steel Will. Here's a volunteer from the planet of the Mimes, a mathematical genius. He'll be known as the Copper Kid.
This can't be right. He looks like a cowboy.
That cowboy's a colonel, Professor, and the best pilot in the solar system. We'll call him Bluegrass.
I'm impressed, General.
It seems a shame we can't send them up to Commander Stargazer as they are.
One day we'll be able to send an ordinary person 100 light years into space, General. But right now we can only send one who is partly metal and partly real.
Well, have you completed their modifications?
We're checking them now.
All the sensors are attached, Professor. We're ready.
Commence SilverHawks check run. Shoulder jets.
Operative.
Arm jets.
Affirmative.
Heel jets.
All in order.
Talons.
Yes.
Wings.
In perfect order.
Left hands.
Normal.
Heads.
Normal.
Hearts.
Negative readout on the fourth and fifth hearts.
What's happening, Professor?
It's the twins.
It seems we have a problem with their real hearts, General. We'll have to fit mechanical ones.
How will the twins operate without real hearts?
They'll be fine, General.
Now their code names really fit. Steelheart and Steel Will. Perfect. Let's hope our SilverHawks live up to their promise.
Really quick, guys, I wanted to take a second to just admire the packaging. It is well done. Super 7 Ultimates, they do a really well job. And another thing I wanted to point out is they come with the faceplate helmet, which is the mask that shields over their face when they go into flight or battle. And a disappointing thing back in the day with the vintage line is they didn't have that. So when kids finally did get their hands on these toys, like I said, they came out after the cartoon. So it was kind of a disappointing feature that everyone wanted, but didn't realize until they got it home. So very nice packaging. You see it has a very nice sheen to it. There's a ghostly, image of a Steelheart. Let's give it a read on the Steelheart. Steelheart is a human law enforcement officer modified into a cyborg to withstand the effects of hypertravel through space. This grants her the enhanced physical abilities such as strength, agility, and speed. She has a hawk-like face plate that covers her face while flying or fighting, as well as built-in wings for atmospheric and space flying / gliding. She has a built-in laser in her arm for combat and retractable talons in her feet for attacking while flying. Steelheart is a very intelligent and level-headed. She always knows how to get herself out of danger. Her technical skills are also highly valuable in keeping the SilverHawks technology ahead of the Limba mob. And if you don't know what the Limba mob, it is the mob of bad guys that form around Monstar. And there is an arsenal, just a huge arsenal of bad guys that go with this toy line. And they are quite amazing. So, now, without further ado, we're going to finally crack her open and see what she's all about. Okay, everyone, we got her opened up, and I'm gonna take a look at her, show you guys what she comes with, and then we're gonna go over some things that I already just didn't like. I wasn't too happy when I opened it up, but we'll go over that, and I'll tell you guys the reasons why. First, let's take a look at her. This is Steelheart. The figure looks phenomenal. The head sculpt, the vac metal is super sweet. Um, she even feels different than her counterpart. Okay, the one that came out with before. But I mean, just look. Oh my goodness, you guys know which one you would want. Why did Super 7 do this when they could have just done this right off the rip? Sometimes I just question Super 7 and their toy making abilities. But I do like the way this figure looks. They also included a micro cloth, which totally makes sense. So you could polish your figure before you set it back on the shelf. Get the fingerprints. That was genius. Very good on that, Super 7. You do good at some aspects, but I question others. All right, so she's looking great. She has all the articulation that you would need, that you would want. We're going to move her around for the first time in front of you guys in case any arms fall off. Anything crazy like that. I'm definitely not going to drop her on the ground because I've had no luck with that with the Super 7, but she looks cool, man. She has these little talons that poke out on the back of her feet. Wow, just I'm really impressed with the back. The back metal job is excellent. Um, let's get into. Let's see. Put her arms down so I don't look like she's getting arrested. Let's show some accessories. All right. We do have an alternate head sculpt. Okay. And let's bring her back in to kind of see the difference. Sometimes these are hard to tell the difference, right? What are they giving us that's different? I'm not sure. I guess maybe just the smirk is a little different. Leave a comment. Let me know, guys. Leave a comment and let me know what is so different in these heads. I think one just has a smirk. Okay. It does come with an assortment of hands, and of course she has one chrome hand and then one real hand, so they gave you 3 of each. Okay. Oops. Dropped one. Let me pick that up before I lose it. I normally would grab it later, but that's a very expensive fig at $50. All right, it's nice back metal hands. There's a karate chop hand, a punching hand, and a grabbing hand. Okay, so she can hold something. Let's go ahead and show you the wings. She does come with the wings, so you can get her into a flight mode. Okay, and these are actually the arms. Okay, so when you put these on, we'll see if we can do one. You're going to pull out the arm. Okay. And then you would insert this one like so. That'll give her that SilverHawk flight. And, of course, you can put whatever hands you desire for her flight look. So that's pretty cool. Can have them like that if you want, certain ways. Do like it. Let's get to the helmet, and this is what it looks like with the visor down. Very cool. Never had this as a kid. Um, very, very cool looking, and again, brilliant idea for Super 7 to incorporate the micro cloth so you can wipe your stuff clean, because it is super shiny. I'm really happy with it so far. I'm going to play with the toy, and I'm going to see how long the vac metal will last. I'm just going to play with it like a normal kid would. No gloves. Now, let's get into the last accessory, and then I'm going to talk about what really disappointed me when I opened it up. And this was it right here. Okay, this is the bird that they sent, and let's see. This bird's name is Razor, I believe. I did write them down. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. You can see it's articulated, but it's like, and it does have its eyes painted, but it's like real cheap, like super cheap plastic. Like you bend it and it doesn't even want to go back to its shape half the time. I was like, what the hell kind of plastic did they use? Now, the reason why I'm freaking out over this is because let me show you the one. That's the one that came with her, my new one. Let me show you the one that came with this Steelheart, okay? The first Steelheart released, who looks awful because everything's just done baby blue. Why, I don't know. Let me show you the bird that came with her. Okay? That's the one that came with her. And it has all kinds of paint on it. It just looks great. See what I mean? On the claws and everything. It feels like it's made out of a better plastic that wants to stay more stiff, you know what I mean? This is like a gummy plastic that I would pull out of a gumball machine. So look at the difference in the birds that I'm getting. Why? Why is this different? Because now I have a vac metal? Come on, Super 7, better get your shit together. I mean, I've been waiting on this damn figure for over a year. Holy crap. You can't throw the same bird in with the same colors? Because there's nothing wrong with that bird. I mean, it looks great. It looks way better than the I'm just going to call this a Cracker Jack box bird, okay? This is a toy that I would pull out of a Cracker Jack box. I'd hate to say it. So, I'm glad I have this one. I'm probably going to keep it with her. And, you know, since I'm not going to be displaying baby blue SilverHawks, I'm going to be displaying my vac metals. But so I was disappointed about that. And another thing that I was highly disappointed about was this original version came with these lasers that you could plug into their flight shoulders. Let me get the piece. I'll see if we can pull it out, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is the flight shoulder for my old Steelheart. Okay, stay with me here. Sorry, I know it's a lot of back and forth. And you could plug in these laser effects. So while they're in flight, it looks like they're shooting these, they have these lasers that would shoot out of their arms. I thought it was wicked cool. Very cool, in fact. But you see, she does have the port. There is the port there. Now that I'm taking a better look, let's see if we can fit it in there. Because I don't know if the vac metal may have changed the size. Okay, I think the vac metal may have tightened that. You can see I barely got it in. Okay. Barely got it in. It's like, why didn't they come with that? You know, why do I have a port and I don't have this effect anymore? So Super 7, I mean, you know, from one person that bought both versions, like, you really screwed the pooch on giving me what I wanted, and I wanted these to come with the new one, but it didn't. So, you know, I don't know who sits down at the big round table and opens the toy up and plays with it and has experience with all the prior toys and whatnot, but man, was I just disappointed again. You know, and I searched the box. So here we are. We're looking, and I swear it. Those laser pieces did not come with mine. If they were supposed to, they're definitely not in the box. And I'm super happy with the way the back metal looks. But man, come on! Did you really have to go that cheap and not give me a high quality bird to go with it? You know, like you did with the first one, and the lasers. I mean, come on. That's just a little. It was a little disappointing after I had to wait so long for the toy to be right in the first place. You know, but hey, Super 7 Ultimates. I'm gonna collect the rest of the line because I do love the way they look. They look great. If you have a vintage collection like this, you guys know what I'm talking about. They look great on the shelf. It was a real iconic toy. Real quick, we'll see if we can grab the original Steelheart here. Just want to show you guys. She's in fairly good condition. Give her a little cleanup here with the Super 7 rag. And the gimmick for them is you would fold their arms down like this, and then squeeze their legs, and their arms would pop up, and they would take flight. So very cool toy. It wasn't highly articulated by no means. The arms only had so much movement because all the mechanisms are linked inside the body for when you draw the arms down, and then of course pop the legs. So there wasn't much room for articulation. And again, we're talking about the 80s, you know. So that was amazing for back then. All right, guys, tell me what you think. Have you had the same experience? Did you try to snatch these up when they were coming, and then you found, like me, you found out about the vac metal coming out? Leave a comment. If you haven't done so already, please give a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next time.